Hi all, welcome to my channel. My name is Claire Manning from Thirsty Brush, and I normally do videos on craft and watercolour painting and all the lovely things crafty. So today though, I'm doing a slightly different video. I put a post on social media on our Thirsty Brush Brushettes group a couple of days ago to say that I'd really like to use 2021 to get more organised and plan not just my crafts and my craft projects, but just my life in general. So I've made a start. So I want to show you where I've got to so far. I will mention what supplies I've used, but again, it's really not necessarily about that. It's more about the action that you take to achieve the things that you want to achieve and head in the right direction that you want to in a new year. So normally my planning involves using just a standard notebook, scribbling down notes, using my phone notes and calendar, and I basically had all different tasks and all different ideas and things that I wanted to do in loads of different places. So I decided to get myself a physical planner to change to a kind of catch-all Filofax type planner, where I may still have certain things in a digital calendar, for example, where my family need to have access to that as well. So we might have a shared calendar, but mainly for me, I wanted something that I could take with me everywhere. I know we're currently in lockdown, but this will come with me whether I'm doing TV shows, whether I'm traveling to the Stamps by Me studio, whether I'm working from home or using the office in my own Thirsty Brush unit, and anywhere else. It's just going to live in my handbag. So let me show you which one I got hold of. But like I say, you can just do a notebook or a diary or anything like that. This is the Filofax Domino, and it's a Domino soft, which means it's like this lovely faux leather material. And of course I had to go for the Thirsty Brush green. So a lot of the Filofaxes, they're more harder than this, like hard leather. So this is a much cheaper alternative because it's faux leather. Because it's so soft, it doesn't have to have that clasp. I much prefer this kind of travel notebook elastic here. This is starting to get a little bit grubby already. I don't know whether it's possible to change that maybe to a colour. It was a kind of creamy colour and it's already going a bit grey. But anyway, it's really not important what you use, but I know a lot of you will ask me. So I've got two kind of aims really with a planner. It needs to be functional and it needs to hold all the information about where I need to be, on what day, what tasks I need to be doing, things like other things going on in our family, where the kids are, where Dean is, whether there's any birthdays or I need to be at a meal. That sounds funny, doesn't it? That's not going to happen for a while, but you know, normally, okay, where I'm instead of a family meal for a birthday, it might be in the planner to do a Zoom call or a FaceTime with somebody. So, and then I need it to use as a notebook and a planner for my Thirsty Brush activities as well. So I need to be able to schedule design time, my TV shows, my YouTube content, anything else that I need to do, and just be able to jot down ideas, because this is the big thing I found, that I was scribbling ideas down on notebooks in the middle of the night, on a train, you know, that kind of thing, or on my phone, and they were all in one place, and then it's easy to either miss things or it's difficult to prioritize which ideas you want to focus on first. And there's loads of obviously challenges around getting your ideas to actually into designs or products or whatever it is, or content already, time, money, that kind of thing. And if it's difficult for you to go backtrack and find those ideas, you're just adding an extra layer of difficulty. So I know that part relates to me as a business owner, but you might be able to use those kind of ideas of how I plan those things to your craft projects, you know, things that you want to work on this year, home projects, planning travel, and there's lots of some of these sections that I'm going to be adding into my planner. So it's not ready and completely finished yet. I'm going to do some videos to show you how I kind of go through my journey of it. So obviously it comes with, let me show you some of the inserts that it comes with, because some of them I've taken out because I didn't feel like they worked for me. But let me show you. It's obviously a ring binder, and then a lot of these, this is a personal size, but these kind of things come in all sorts of different sizes and things like that. So the casing is kind of slightly smaller than A5, and this is what's called a personal size paper. So I think centimetre wise it's about 17 by just under 10, 9.5, something like that. So I think that's okay for my handbag. And it comes with these kind of style monthly pages, so it's basically a week over 2 pages. Now I find that this style is good if you're like a kind of note writer. I like writing lists and bullet points of things that I need to get done or things that are going on in that day. So I just felt that type of calendar didn't work for me. So obviously the calendar is a main part of a planner. So let me show you what I've set up for mine. Before I do that, just a couple of things on what's going on these pages. I'm not mega interested in, I am interested in making it look pretty, but I'm not going to spend huge amounts of time or money making it look pretty. It needs to be mainly functional for me. But of course I needed to buy a few stickers. So these are just kind of washi style stickers that I got from Amazon. So I've tucked them in the front there, and then if I want to pretty up a page a little bit as I go through, I've got some little sticky tabs. So if I need to mark something to come back to later. And it comes with this acetate cover to keep all the pages so they don't get battered. And then I've added in some extra things as you go along. I removed the dividers that came with it because the tabs on them didn't come out far enough for me. So I'll explain what I'm going to do about tabs because I haven't finished it yet, a little bit later on. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead. So I've cut some holographic. Holographic is one of my favourites, and the theme for this is obviously kind of botanical to go with my Thirsty Brush green, and I'm going to have elements of holographic and an odd little bit of black. And that's about it really colour-wise, but you can go as simple or as crazy as you like. Then I've printed off a kind of year to view for 2021. Unfortunately, the one it came with was 2020. It did have one in here already, and I thought, let's print it on some vellum and make it look really pretty. So I've just done that with my standard printer. So that's really good, you know, what day of the week is the 12th of August or something like that, just a really quick to view. So anything with vellum, to just protect it, I'm going to put something behind. So I've just put a plain white piece. This is a piece of card that I had from, I think I ordered some stickers or something. I just thought it was really cool design, so I've just punched that as well. And then we're getting into the calendar. So what I do need to do is do myself some labels or something, and get some tabs to show the month and divide out each month of the year. I did buy these, but I'm not sure whether they go. I really don't know. They kind of fold over. Should we try it? I'm sure we can peel it off. I mean, they sit nicely outside of there. Maybe I can use them temporarily until I wouldn't mind some black ones or clear or something like that. So we're getting into the calendar now. We've got January, and then what I have, rather than just this standard week to view, and all you get for your month to view is this tiny little bit. I've gone on, if you Google, if you're interested in downloading these kind of alternative pages, if you Google free downloads for your Filofax and then whatever size you've got, or free downloads for there's other brands of planners, Happy Planner, Midori, Mulberry, all that kind of thing, and you'll be able to see loads of bloggers do free downloads for you. And I might even, if enough of you want them, I might even design some of my own. So I need a month to view to pretty much just know the bare minimum of where I need to be on what day, and is there anything really important like a birthday, like a bank holiday, when the kids go back to school. So I've just put some examples on here just to show you what kind of like real basic overview information on the month to view. Then I like to have a week to view and a little bit more detail of, say, the top 3 or 4 things that I need to get done. And this was a download from More Than Maria, Mary, I guess her name is Maria, and it was just a free download. I really like this style where you turn it round. I feel like I can get more in the list, but it's totally personal. So I just put the date in, and I've put my top things that I need to achieve, a couple of little stickers, and then there's dailies. So I know that sounds a lot for just 1 month. We're already in January. I use a clip for the days of the month that have just gone. So that's 1st to the 5th there, already done, out the way. And then this is today's. So I've just done some examples for you because this is an early morning video. You can see I'm still in my lockdown pajamas, and I thought if I do it as I'm prepping my day, it gives you a really good idea of things that I like to achieve. So this is me now recording the video. I've also got to do a food shop. I've put in the notes what we're going to have for dinner tonight, so I can see the whole day. And as the day goes on and things crop up, and I can tick things off my list. You do get automatically with these type of planners to-do lists, but I like it tied in with the day somehow. Yeah, I just find it easier, and you've got this really nice kind of timeline. So after this, I've recorded the video, I will edit, I will upload, I will share. That will probably take me to lunchtime. I've done lunch to 1 o'clock, but I never have an hour. Quick cup of tea and grab something from the kitchen, and that's it. That's one of the problems with working from home in lockdown, isn't it? I just find I never have full lunch breaks. Anyway, and then this afternoon, what I really want to do is get some design work done for stamps, dies, products, that kind of thing. So I can really quickly then plan out my day and then think, okay, is there anywhere else I need to be after? Is there anything else I need to achieve? And then, to be honest, once I've got a week's worth in this little the previous days, I'm probably going to bin them. I will just flick through them and make sure, is there anything on there that I didn't achieve that needs to be moved. But yeah, you can print these off loads of websites and they've already got all the date on for you, so that's really handy. And then at the end of the month, this came with the weekly overview ones from that More the Merrier, and you can do a monthly reflection or monthly goals even. She did one, and they're just really a nice way to end the month before you go back to the next one. So again, it's not about the products or, you know, where I've downloaded these from or anything like that. In essence, it's about where do you want to go? What do you want to get done? Not so you're on some treadmill, but we do all have tasks that need to be kind of done in a time, what's the word? Time sensitive manner. Sometimes you just, you know, whether it's work or family stuff, or, you know, you just, things have to be done by a certain time, but also there are kind of more long-term things. So in general, I would think about things that are time sensitive and need to be achieved by a certain time, and quite short-term thing, I view those as like goals or actions or tasks, whatever you want to call them. And then my kind of general overall for the year, which I tend to think about in January and then review as the year goes on, I would see that more as a what direction do I see myself going in, and where do I want to be by the end of the year or 6 months or something like that. And that's not necessarily having achieved certain things, because I find that you naturally do that if you think about your real values, if it's work or even at home, you know, the values that you want to live by. I want to be more organised, I want to keep more tidy and clean in my house, I want to cook more home meals. Just saying some of those, writing them down is great, but you need the action to follow them up. However, if you're just thinking, I'm just going to go in that direction, not give yourself a hard time if you fall off track for an odd day, but just thinking, okay, I've recognised that I haven't done that today. We didn't eat as healthily as I wanted to. The house isn't as clean as I wanted to. I didn't achieve everything for work on my task list, but you pull yourself back to living within those values and that direction. And I think that's a much more positive way to work rather than what I used to do, which was get very anxious about not achieving things or not being the person that I wanted to be and beating myself up for it. And it takes so much mental energy, and we've got enough things to worry about at the moment, haven't we, without beating ourselves up. So I feel like I've just rambled about planning and general goals and life, but I think it's important. This kind of thing and me sharing this isn't for you to go, oh my god, I need to do that, I need to have that exact Filofax, I need to be able to be doing X amount of tasks per day. It's not about that. It's whatever makes you feel that you are heading in the right direction and you're productive and you're taking action to be the person that you want to be, whatever that is. You know, I'm not telling you who you need to be, you know that. Anyway, but yeah, I really like that monthly reflection. It's quite a nice end to the month. So then, where did I print out my other? I haven't put in the whole year yet, so let's do Feb while I'm with you. So I need that to sit. Okay, sorry if you saw my head there. So this will be Feb, and I'll print out my dailies when it gets to the end of Jan, because I don't use my dailies for the dailies being these ones, because I don't use those for forward planning. Those are on the day, what is my day going to look like when I first get up in the morning. I don't need to be clogging up, you know, there's only a certain amount of room in these things. I don't need to be clogging up with dailies, but I will put in the month to view ahead of time, so I can mark in things like birthdays. We'll come back to birthdays in a little while. Let's put in March as well. Just put April aside for the moment. Let's get the first 3 months in. You could do all your dividers, so you've got your 12 months. That might look nice if you want to have all your tabs going down the side. That actually looks a little better than I thought. A little neater than I thought. The next section I've got after my calendar and diary is a kind of personal section. So I've blocked this off at the moment because underneath you get these set pages that come with a Filofax, and it's things like personal information, who to contact for your next of kin, that kind of thing. But within this section I will label it at some point. There's some extra bits that I want to add in. Go through all of these that I've printed off in a little while. So this personal section, I want to add in, I've got these meal planners. Now I know I put in there today what we were having for tea, but that's just a reminder. So, you know, say I'm missing an ingredient, I've still got time in the day. But in terms of planning weekly meals, that's what I really want to do in this personal section. Ooh, which needs to go behind that bit. And then things like habit trackers I want to start using. Don't know what I'm going to use this for yet. It might be things like making sure I drink enough water, making sure I take my medications, that kind of thing. Anything that makes it useful for me to not forget stuff. And I really like kind of this, doing things on vellum, and then you can colour in, even with the alcohol markers would work really nice. So other ideas for that section, you can do cleaning routines I'd like to do, workout once the gyms are open again, what other personal, you know, other health goals, absolutely anything you can think of that's kind of about you. It's not about work, it's not about your family, it's just self-care, I suppose, if you like. Maybe some books that you like to read, a book club or something like that. Next section, I've got contacts. So I had scraps of paper and addresses of people that I have to send things to, for example, my design team girls. And I'm always forgetting where I've written it down. Or the one lady, sometimes she has it, Kerry has it to work and sometimes at home, and I always end up forgetting where I've written her home one. So I finally got those. I always scoffed at my mum for having an address book in like the 2000s, but actually now that's basically what I've got here. So I'll find some way to label that up and get a tab. And after that, so I've got some spare pages. You get these with it, but you can print out different ones if you want. Next section is going to be travel. So I've got my London Underground and a very basic world map. They don't come with it, but these are official Filofax ones. They're only a couple of pounds. I just find them really useful, and it would be really cool actually to get some tiny little dot stickers and maybe mark off with the kids where we've been and stuff like that. But included in there as well, I might have some travel plans that I'll devise for when we're finally going on holidays again, or if I've got a lot of travel for work or something like that. Train schedules, times, that kind of thing will go in there. Gonna cover up names there, hadn't I? Let me just get a piece of paper. So I've got a list of everybody's birthdays. So there's something that I really want to do with this. Of course, you're going to put them in your diary. But what I found is that if you just put them in your diary and don't put them anywhere else, if that birthday's on a Monday and you turn your page to that week and it's already Monday and it's already that person's birthday and you realise you haven't bought them a gift or you haven't made any plans with them, it's not too late, but it kind of feels too late if you're going to be an organised person. So I wanted to make a list of all the birthdays, just family ones to start off with, throughout the year. And then what I will do is I'm going to either find a template or make a template to put that in where it's got like a little box to tick when I've bought the gift, and maybe something around what we're going to do on the day if we've got any plans with that person. So I can look at that whenever I want. Say maybe once a month. I could even move it to the beginning of the month by the month to view, or I could leave it in a special birthday section, just look at it regularly and am I all organised, have I bought a gift, have I made a card, all that kind of stuff. Let's just get rid of that page. Oops. Okay, next I've got just a load of note paper that I can move to different sections if I want, but I wanted it to be pretty note paper. So you do get a little bit of coloured with a Filofax and lots of planners, I think, but I bought a few extra colours and I just thought that kind of rainbowy was really cool. Next section, I'm going to use I've just written to show you I'm going to use as my thirsty brush design ideas. Like I say, I'm going to have them all in one place. And I've just started on a bit of lined notepaper here, but this is going to develop loads. I've got some things to add in, if I can find them. Just printed off. Ah, here we go. My hair's falling out. So I want this section to have black dividers so it's totally separate to anything personal. And I'm going to try things like this. So I found some templates online for video, YouTube planners, and it's got things like what I need to include, what tags, do I need any supplies to be able to do it. So I'm not just filming something on the day and then putting it out. I'm going to get more organised with this. And then will it tie in with my blog? Do I need to write a blog post? When I've filmed them, uploaded them, that kind of thing. So that should tie in then with my dailies when I actually come to do that task. And then I'll have ideas in there, all sorts of different things, but that's going to have to develop as I go for now, depending on what I need. And then at the back, I've got a couple of things like these little pockets that I've got. These really cool little paper clips. None of this is expensive. I think these were a couple of pounds for a giant box. But if you've got a sticky note on your desk or a little note that somebody's left you, you can quickly pop that on the page. Those are those magnetic bookmarks that I've used to section things off. So I've got a few of those. I've got a receipt section, which I'll empty every now and then once it's gone past the time for returning something. And then I've got a bit more of that veneer that I used on a card the other day, so I just thought it was nice. And let's put a blank on the back, and there's some more stickers there too. So just before we finish, I did make, and these are the first ones that I've made of my own, not downloading somebody else's. I've made some quotes on vellum. So let's add some of those in. Let me take, it's quite nice with the vellum ones to either have a patterned piece or a plain piece behind. So I will be looking at, you probably noticed I haven't got much thirsty brush stuff in here yet because I've only started to do this over the last few days. But I can use my Botanical Dream papers, I think would work perfectly. They're all greens and foliagey. And I can maybe do some stamped images as well. So let's do something in the personal section. Let's use that one. Really do think the action of just writing things down, planning, really does help. I mean, you could do all this in the world, but if you don't actually do any of it, then it won't change your life. But it just habit as well. So I just get it out every morning now. It's the first thing I look at. And hopefully, like I say, it's more about of a directional thing. I also printed off these little sectioners for the top. So sometimes it's really nice to have some tabs there. So this one tells me today, and that one goes to the thirsty brush section. And I've printed out some more in vellum. I've cut them with my trimmer, but then I'll just need to go around with the scissors for those little tabs. But yeah, there's loads to do. I want to kind of decorate a little bit more with some washi tape as well that goes with my colour scheme. And I really want to, you know, start using this every day, every month, and see whether this kind of layout is working for me and develop it from there. So I hope you'll enjoy watching me develop that and a bit of a journey with it. And I hope it helps you in terms of planning. But please don't worry if you haven't got something like this. It's great if you want to buy it, but by all means, you know, use a notebook section of it. If you're kind of like the idea of that bullet journaling, you can draw your own layouts or things like that and do your own bullet points, and whatever it is that helps you achieve what you want to do. Okay guys, hope you found that useful, and I will see you next time.